Hey, today we are packing for our upcoming Walt Disney World trip. I'm also going to be answering some questions that I had in my question box from Instagram. I have both kids home with me. They're still on summer break. So we'll be packing, working, doing all of the things from home. So that way you're not getting there and you're let down, because it's super helpful to have that, especially for the fireworks. She put this on and I was like, oh my god. Like, that's a huge size. This is a size that I put like a princess dress in. Genie Plus to ride those types of rides that have stroller stuff. I have these little, sometimes I bring them in the park, just kind of depends on how bubbly my kids are feeling that day. Hey, I'm Nicole and I share all things doing Disney with kids. I'm sharing wins and lessons learned, so keep watching for all my best Disney with kids tips. Okay, so I have all of our stuff in those bins over there. It's starting to overflow. And then I have a bunch of clothes that I either previously pooled or I had bought in those. And then in the basket over there is clothes that I pulled from our house that we already had. So I need to start organizing these. Okay, so today we're actually laying everything out, packing it. I already did all the prepping, the pooling, most of the shopping. I have a feeling there's like a few more random things that I need to get or go pool, but that's why I'm gonna lay it all out. I have my packing checklist that I've been going off of. I told you I put color paper because I will lose these if they're just floating throughout the house. You can see like the kids have definitely taken these. So as I've been like pulling stuff, whatnot, I just kind of put like a little tick mark by everything, and that tells me at least like I have it, and I've been crossing things off that I don't need or don't plan to take. So all of that I'm gonna be just like going back over it again today. That's gonna be like my double check to make sure I'm not forgetting things. So as I'm going through this, I'm just gonna also be answering some of the questions that I got through one of my Instagram question boxes. So I'll be going through that as well, and then packing and also managing the kids who are messing on the computer right now. Okay, so right now I am just taking little post-it notes and I'm putting them up on my wall because I'm going to lay out all of our clothes. This definitely just helps me make sure that I'm not overpacking. Like, you saw the pile of clothes that I have. If I just threw all of those clothes into a suitcase, I would definitely be overpacking. I know I'm not gonna probably take all of those clothes. I know there's extra clothes in there. So by doing this, it just kind of like lays out all of the clothes. I can actually visually see them, make sure that we're actually going to be using them, because I don't want to take something that like I'm not going to need. All right, all my stickies are laid out. I have my pile of clothes, one pile of clothes right here, and then I'm going to just start stacking them in piles. Right now it's not like super organized or anything. I'm just putting them by the day. Then later I'll go back and go through once I make sure I have like all shirts, shorts, all of that type of stuff for one day. Then I'll go through and actually fold everything. Then from there I'll put them into our packing cubes. So the first question: are there benches anywhere to sit for grandma who's getting pretty sore when walking lots? So most places do have like a lot of seating area, but some places don't. Thinking over by Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, there's really not much seating over in that area. So if you know that you're gonna be in like one generalized area and maybe, you know, grandma or whoever is not feeling very like up to walking around much more, she needs to sit, definitely look at those rest spot places that I've shared. But there is seating. Not all the time is there gonna be shade. Say you're staying over at Disney World and you're going to be going on like Peter Pan, Small World, different rides like that. There's the Rapunzel's restrooms. There's like in the center over there, there's a like bench seating area. They have fans, so that area is cool. If you're gonna be over in Tomorrowland, they do have some type of like some seating around the area, but again, not all of it is in shade. But there is one place, a rest area that I also shared, that is kind of tucked back away. It's by the restrooms over by Space Mountain, and they do have fans over there also, and it's really, really quiet. Like, I like that area to go to. So just like kind of like if you see a seating spot and you know you're gonna be staying in that area, then yeah, just kind of, you know, discuss it then. Are you adding another day to our trip? You're just like mommy, aren't you? So yeah, just assess that as you go, but try to find seated area. There's another really good like thing to look for are just quick service locations going inside, so that way whoever it is that needs that time, they're going inside and going to they're gonna have some AC. So I would definitely do that. There are a few quick service locations that are just like packed inside, like Cosmic Rays, that's what I'm thinking of. But we usually, like when we go over to Pecos Bills, there's almost tons of seating available, and we've gone throughout like different times of the day, during the day and at night. So that's a good area over in like Frontier Adventureland. Are you making a mess? Yeah. This is why it takes like a million times longer. These sweet little babies, and oh my gosh, this cute little Moana dress, so cute. I did share a bunch of the outfits that I picked up. This was one of them. So super cute little Moana dress. This is going to be on that park day. Next question. No questions. Have the best time. Thank you, Melissa. Have fun. I literally did not look at these. I like made myself not look at these until now, so I didn't. My question or my answers weren't like super curated. I'm just right off the spot. So like if it was my friend asking me all these questions, this is I guess how I would answer for her. Best movies to watch with young kids before going to the parks. So best movies to watch, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you have to watch Peter Pan and then you have to watch Frozen. Well, what good does that do if you're not gonna go on Peter Pan's flight? What good does that do if you're not gonna go and see the Frozen show or go on the Frozen ride in Epcot? So honestly, the best movies to watch are going to be the ones that for those rides that you're going to go on, or for the shows you're going to see, the characters you want to go see. So if you're really wanting to go and like spend all the time in Toy Story Land, you should probably watch a Toy Story movie. If you want to go meet Woody and Jessie, you should probably watch one of the later Toy Story movies when Jessie is actually, in the movies. So just think of it like that. You're gonna pick what movies you're gonna watch based on what things you're gonna do within the park. And then I do want to add onto this that oh, I thought you had a measuring tape. I was like, where'd you get that from? So rides, if they're like a bigger ride that you think your kid might be like iffy about or scared about, what we have done in the past, especially if it's a new ride for us, that it's gonna be like my son's first time going on it. So like for example, Guardians of the Galaxy, he can ride Guardians of the Galaxy. He's a tall 4-year-old, so he can ride it. We watched a just like point of view video of it on YouTube, and it was a hard no for him. So he's not ready for it. Being able to watch the actual ride before we try and take him on it really kind of helped us knock that part out of the day. So now we know that we're gonna do rider switch for that one or whatnot. So if you're not sure if your kid wants to go on Slinky Dog, like watch a point of view video of it. I'm sure there's one out on YouTube somewhere. So go watch one of those, and then ask your kid, like, would you want to go on this? Like, does this look exciting? If they say no, then just, cross it off your list. Watching rides in conjunctions with movies, I think that's really helpful to just solidify your plans, so that way you're not getting there and you're let down because my kid's too scared to go on Slinky Dog, but I was so excited to take them on Slinky Dog for the first time. Like, just do that prep beforehand. Okay, I got a good amount of clothes already put out, but I promised a sneak peek on my Instagram, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. So our costumes for the Halloween party, I'm pretty excited about that. So this is mine. It's kind of hard to tell. I still have to adjust the apron part of it. It was just a little bit too long for me, but I have this one, and then the kiddos, I'm sure by all the coloring you can already tell. So this one is my daughter's. Naturally, she already got something on it by literally trying it on for like 2 seconds. So cute, right? Oh my god, I can't. She put this on and I was like, oh my god. And then it has a little skirt with it. Oh, I can't wait to like share all of it. I love dressing up for Halloween. We got all of our costumes from the Halloween costume store. So I got all of our costumes from there. We've gotten costumes from there before. I've also been the Easter Bunny, or I've been friends with the Easter Bunny for our local Easter event for our community, and so I've gotten the Easter Bunny costume from there. They have like so many good costumes. They have a ton of great Disney costumes, and they come really fast. So they sell obviously on their website, but then they also sell on Amazon. Some of the things are Prime, some of them get shipped from their warehouse. The stuff that I ordered, and I did order it rushed, so I did pay extra. The stuff that I ordered to be shipped straight from them, other than Prime, is what came the fastest. And I did pay extra for that to come within, I think it was like two days. I waited a little bit. Yes, I procrastinated with, but that's like a good thing, because if you are procrastinating with Halloween costumes, which I know some families do, like it's just the boom 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 of back to school and then oh no, it's already Halloween, happens. So if you procrastinate, just know that you can like get a costume really fast through them. So I will put a link down below for all of the costume stuff. It'll take you straight to their website, which again, ordering from their website is going to be I think the fastest, most efficient way to get costumes from them. And they have so many good Disney Halloween costumes, but also every other Halloween costume, but some of them are exclusive only to them. So definitely go check them out. It's the fun costumes at halloweencostumes.com. Okay, let's see. Best resorts for kids. See, this is like kind of a hard one because there are, I mean, pretty much all made with families in mind. So it really depends on what your focus is. Okay, so I would say that the value resorts are always going to be a great option for kids, and obviously your budget as well, because they have this like larger than life sculptures everywhere. My kids really loved playing around and like just like running around and exploring those. And other than that, it really, I think more so if your budget isn't too much of an issue, I would say it depends on where you want to focus. So like if you're super into Animal Kingdom, maybe you want to look at Animal Kingdom Lodge, or if you plan to do more like Epcot. How'd you get that? Oh my god. If you're gonna be hanging out more at Epcot and wanting to do even just like Hollywood Studios, I would say staying over on like the Crescent Lake area is probably a better bet. I know Beach Club has an awesome pool that people really rave about for the kids, and it also has like that beach bottom, so it's super cool as well. They have a lot of play area for like sand and whatnot. And then Polynesian is also really great because they also have that big sand area. They have a great pool. All of the resorts are gonna have like activities usually planned for the kids. At the very least, they're gonna have like s'mores and pool activities. But other than that, some resorts do have more like activity rooms where you can actually go in and do activities there. So it really is more so just gonna depend on like, one, obviously your budget I think would come first, and then after that where you want to focus. So if you're gonna be doing like multiple days over at Magic Kingdom, I personally would opt to stay either at like Contemporary or Polynesian, any of those resorts over there. Even Caribbean Beach is a great option because they have a ton of like beach area. They have a huge like island. So my podcast co-host Alicia and I, we just recently put out a episode going over the different resorts, and we picked our two top favorites. She did actually on property, and then I did off property, and then we also discussed our dream resort. So with kids in mind and all of this, we discussed like the rooms, the layout, the resort, the amenities and all of that. So I'll drop that down in the description below for you to check out. All right, next one. My son doesn't walk yet. Does it even make sense to go? Yes, it definitely makes sense to go. And I will always say it makes sense to go, even if your kid doesn't walk yet. So for my daughter's first birthday, our thing was we were doing a trip to Disney World for her first birthday. And she wasn't quite walking yet either. Like she had taken steps, but she wasn't independently walking without like stumbling. So we took her and she started walking like at Disney World. Like she was consistent walking, like she saw something she wanted and she went for it. So yes, because that was like a magical moment, like such a huge staple for me, core memory right there. So yes, yes, take your kid. And there's plenty of rides that they can go on if they aren't walking. You know, obviously most rides you sit down, but there's plenty of rides for babies, infants, young toddlers, even pregnant women. There's also a ton of shows. There's parades. So much you can do where you don't actually have to be walking. I mean, a lot that you can do without having to be walking. The only like big component of walking is that you're walking from point A to point B. And the parks are so spread out. So yeah, you're going to be doing a lot of walking, but that's why you're taking a stroller. They have stroller parking, and then you can take like a little sling, or when my daughter was younger, I would take the tush baby. So like that wasn't around when my son was young, but with my daughter, the tush baby is really helpful. And then it's also kind of like a fanny pack. I'll drop the link for that down below. But yeah, super helpful to have that, especially for the fireworks in the parade. Like I would throw that on and then just put her on the hip, and she was like literally eye level. So that was perfect. But yeah, take your kid, even if they're not walking. Take them if, you know, they're still an infant, you're still breastfeeding or bottle feeding. Take them. There's no reason not to. You could do it, and that's why I share lots of different tips on how to navigate the parks with little kids. So yes, take them. Okay, so as far as packing, I have gotten some stuff done. We're getting close to nap time, so I'm gonna get a ton done during nap time, like fingers crossed as Leisha naps for a while. So I have everything broken out into days. The first day I do have a separate outfit. I'm not even gonna lie, I am doing at least one, possibly two outfits per day. For some weird reason in my mind, like if we are going to Magic Kingdom, I feel like we kind of have to dress for the park. I think it's because I've always really been into like dressing up. So anything like high school, like homecoming spirit days, even in college, like dressing up, that was always my thing. Like college, going Halloween, all that kind of fun festivity stuff. When my mom watches this, she's probably gonna laugh and be like, yeah, you're right, because I remember driving back to my parents' house, so that way my mom could help me like go to Joann's and get different fabric and stuff like that to put together my Halloween costumes for when I was in college. So I think that's why I have to, like, I don't know, dress for the parks, or like dress for the specific park, wear a Toy Story shirt to like the Hollywood Studios, or wear a Castle shirt to Magic Kingdom. I don't know. It's just me. It's probably just me. Don't feel like you have to do that at all. Definitely don't. That's just me. Okay, so at this point I am with my checklist and I have all of our outfits laid out. The only thing is, I know that like there's some days where my son doesn't have shorts, or my daughter needs some biker shorts to go underneath a dress. So some of these things I just don't have, just because of the time of the year that we're in. We just like apparently went through a big growth spurt with both kids. So we got rid of like a ton of clothes. So I actually have clothes that I need to take back to Target, the Cat and Jack return program. So I'm gonna do that and then pick up, like, I know my son needs probably another pair of shorts, but then my daughter needs probably 2 or 3 pairs of biker shorts. So I'm going to go do that, so that way I can make sure that I have like everything, and then I'm like not gonna pack until I actually have everything together. I'm also gonna be throwing in socks, undergarments. If I need any undergarments like biker shorts for my dresses, throw those in as well. So like every single day, everything for the outfit is already put together, and then that goes into one packing cube. It makes it so much faster in the morning. This trip, since I'm gonna be having help, it's gonna be a lot easier for us to get ready in the morning. If we had it in like all separate packing cubes, then I would have to, you know, since I'm the one planning our outfits, because I want that control. Not because my husband's not helping, but it's because I want that control of like the outfits that we plan, and I'm like admitting that. I don't want to have like my daughter's packing cube, my packing cube, my son's packing cube, my husband's packing cube. I don't want all 4 ones with, you know, all the different outfits everywhere, and, you know, my husband pull out the wrong outfit for the wrong day that I didn't plan for. So to completely just avoid all of that, I put all of our outfits for that day in one packing cube. So when we go to Hollywood Studios, our outfits that were meant for Hollywood Studios, that I planned for Hollywood Studios, are in one packing cube. And it's like so much easier, a lot less stressful once you're actually on the trip. So definitely worth planning that out. I'm gonna show you how I fold our clothes so that way they go all into one packing cube. So these are clothes that we're gonna be wearing to a dining reservation. This is also on our travel day. So typically I would be throwing in socks and then underwear along with this, but since we're gonna be traveling, we'll already have those things on. But if it was like the beginning of the day, then those things would be in here as well. So I take the shirt and I just like fold it into thirds, and so you can see like that. It's all folded into thirds. The arms are tucked in the back. And then the shorts also get folded into a long hot dog style, and then I just fold this part so it's almost like a perfect little rectangle. The underwear, socks would go right here, and then these get folded into thirds right there. And then the shirt, you'll take it and then fold it in, and then fold this part. Sometimes you have to like tuck it. It really just depends on like the sizing and the length, but I take that, and then right here in between the arms you can tuck in, or you can tuck in like in the collar neck part of it, but I like to like see the whole thing, and so I have been tucking in between the arms and the back of the shirt, and then it ends up being this little thing. So it stays together pretty well, obviously, and then you have everything together, so it's like so helpful, so nice. So if you shop at Lunchbox, you'll see that they also do like something similar with the fold like that, and so that's what I kind of just adapted to that. So like with this dress, it's a little bit more awkward, so I'm just kind of having to like work with it as I fold it. I got her little shorts that are going on underneath in there, and then folding this, and then again going through that little arm section to this kind of like a weird dress with the puffers, but you got the little puffers on the outside. All right, now we have 2 out of our 4 outfits. Okay, so in this one I have my dress, and it's like a little bit more awkward. So again, just like with my daughter's dress, just like folding it so I can make it work. Of course you can fold it anyway, you don't have to fold it like this. Still just putting them all, like all the items in one packing cube is like so helpful, but this just keeps everything together, I find, so it's been helpful for us. And it's just how I've gotten used to like folding our own laundry at home, so helpful. Again with this, I'm gonna go in between the little arms, and I really try to make mine and my husband's like as square on as possible, because I'm going to be stacking those on top of each other first. When I do this, like I just flush it out. It's a lot faster than this, but just trying to like show you. So now I have all of our outfits folded. My husband's for this one, he's already going to be wearing the shorts that he has, but I use these little Olar Hike packing cubes, and once you put stuff in them, they hold a like really good shape, and I like that because it actually organizes the suitcase so much better, and they come in like, that's a huge size. This is a size that I put like a princess dress in, so this size, and then they also have like this more little oblong size, but those will be linked. I love these ones. These ones are by far my favorite ones. So mine and my husband's outfits will be the first ones to go in, and they just get stacked right on top of each other. And again, like I folded them a certain way so that way they fit almost like perfectly right inside, and then my sons and my daughters just go side by side right next to each other. I mean, it's not the same every time, but just kind of how they fit, and then you pull it over, zip it up closed, and we have our entire family's outfit for that day or whatever it is in one packing cube. How perfect, right? This gets labeled, and then when we go to pull it out, we unpack, throw these into the drawers that are at the hotel room. It takes literally like 2 minutes to unpack everything, and then when we go to get dressed for that day, whoever's getting the kids dressed, or whoever gets dressed first can go pull this out. It'll say what we're doing on it for that day, and that's it. So simple. All right, we made it to day 2. So I was able to go to Target, do the exchanges that I needed, get the extra clothes that the kiddos needed. I got everything put into our packing cubes, so they're all by the day. Everything's all put in there. I like transferred the little sticky notes on top of each packing cube. And so I'm just going to use our like cheapy little label maker and put some labels on them, so that way we know like what packing cube is for what day. We're not having to zip it open and whatnot. Okay, this little label maker is seriously the coolest thing ever. It's the Nimbot label maker, and I'll link it down below, but it connects to your phone, and so you just type in Animal Kingdom, so whatever like you obviously want to label it. You can change the font, you can change the size, like all of that type of stuff. It's really cool. You can even like auto center it and all that, and then you just press the print and it will print. And that's it, and then you just rip it off. And now I'm going to go stick these on all of our packing cubes. But I totally love like a product that is multiple uses, and this thing, I use it in my kids' room, our kitchen, like all around the house, and so using it on travel too, just another win. So like for this one, I'm just taking the label off. This is our Epcot day, and then these packing cubes, literally my favorite, and I'm just gonna stick it on there. It's small, and it's definitely not something that's permanent. I didn't want anything that's permanent, but it stays like at least for the duration of our trip, and they just easily stick to like most things. And then when we're done, we just take it off, because maybe next trip we're not going to Epcot, or if we're doing a trip somewhere other than Disney, I don't want like a permanent thing. So these have been working out so well for us. Okay, so here we have our clothes for a 4-day trip to Disney World with a family of 4. Keep in mind that I do have like 2 outfits planned per day. We do plan to come back, do a midday break, and honestly, I just don't like going back out in like sweaty clothes, especially after you've cooled off, and then it's just kind of gross and stinky. So I do plan 2 outfits per day, so we can come back to the room, just kind of refresh and change, and then go back out for evening time in the parks. Okay, so while I pack these into the suitcase, we can do a few more questions. Let's see, I was at my son doesn't walk. Okay. The waits are so long, my kid can't wait that long. How do you do it? So using Genie Plus is definitely a huge tool for that. And then also make sure you just have like a park strategy when you're going in. Know like what rides are more of like the higher wait times, so like Slinky Dog, Peter Pan's Flight, those type of things, and then using a lightning lane, so buying Genie Plus to ride those types of rides that have the long higher wait times, and then using standby lines for rides that have lower wait times, like Small World, Alien Swirling Saucers, that type of thing. Oh my god. Go wipe your hands. All right, next one is what do you do if they have a meltdown in the middle of the park? Where do you even go? So again, like I shared earlier, I have those different rest spots. I would definitely just try and like seek out a rest spot, so that way you, or even just like any type of private area, because your kid is going to need just like that time to come back down off of that escalation. So try and like prevent that by one, having their needs met, really keeping them like up to date on this is what we're doing next, or you know what, we are not going to be able to ride this ride because it just closed down. Maybe it'll open later, and when it opens later we can try and ride it again, but for now we're gonna do this show or this instead. Which one would you like to choose? Something like that. They like to like be in control. I mean, it's just like at home, to think of like what works at home, and then how can you like adapt it into the parks, but really knowing like some good rest spots, so that way if you do need to take like a 10-15 minute break, being able to like go to that safe area, or having the stroller can also be like a safe area that the kiddo can retreat to. And then like I said, just keeping their needs met, so snacks, water, all of that. Like don't, you know, just feed them all the things. Okay, this next one, nap or park all day? Oh my gosh. So I'm a big believer in the definitely go take a nap. Like definitely go take a nap. Like if your kid naps at home, yeah, you probably are gonna need to go back to the resort to nap, because it's so hard to nap in the parks, even if you have like a super powerful sound machine. Sometimes my daughter, when she was younger, she would be able to fall asleep in the parks, and that's when, you know, she's at the age of where like she could sleep anywhere. But now that like, you know, when they get to that age of they don't want to miss out, like they have that FOMO, it's really leading to like a meltdown waiting to happen, and it's happened to us before, not like by choice, but our lightning lane for Seven Doors Mine Train was much later than we had anticipated on getting. So that put us in the park later in the day, later than their normal nap time. And then on top of that, that ride ended up shutting down. So that was, yeah, just not a fun time. And Disney tired is like way different. So they're definitely gonna be really tired, exhausted. I would go nap back at the resort, especially if your kid still naps at home. So what shows are kid friendly at Hollywood Studios? So I will go ahead and say that Indiana Jones, that show, I wouldn't quite say that that one is kid friendly, but Frozen is a good one. And then it's also great because it's indoors. Beauty and the Beast is cool, but it's a little bit hard because the seating, you can be really far away, but it is a cool show. It is outdoors. And then the Lightning McQueen racer show, that one's really cool and it's indoors. It's very like interactive. So honestly, I would prefer to go for anyone that's like indoors, and obviously there's a few more, but I would shoot for the one that's indoors. I say just be wary of the Indiana Jones one with younger kids because the loud like booming and the whips and stuff actually scared my kids, so we ended up leaving early. So make sure to do like a point of view video of that one also. Okay, so the next one, I have crazy picky eaters and any good spots. Yeah, so like every park is gonna have your at least one basic place of like where you can go get, I mean, most quick service places are gonna have like your basic food, but like Cosmic Rays is a good spot for picky eaters because they have like all of like just those basic foods. You know, you can get chicken strips and fries. So if your kid is one of those, like mine often are, then that's a good spot. The Connections Eatery over in Epcot, the Backlot over in Hollywood Studios, ABC Commissary is also like a decent spot. And then Animal Kingdom, I would say the Restaurantosaurus, that's where one of my roommates from the college program worked at. That's another good spot for like picky eaters as well, because they have some like general things as well. Okay, and the last one I'm gonna do is Genie's Plus worth it? Yes, I would say Genie Plus is definitely worth it if you plan to be ride focused. If you plan to do kind of like a mix of characters, rides, and shows, it kind of depends. If the rides that you're wanting to do are like shorter wait times, then it just really kind of depends. Most people, if you're going and you're, you know, only going like once a year or once every so often, then I would say Genie Plus is worth it because you're probably wanting to do more ride focus than anything else. So yes, but they do have the new update where if you're planning on park hopping, it's a little bit more expensive. The other day I saw like the difference between Hollywood Studios and Magic Kingdom, or doing the multiple days. It was only a $2 increase, so it wasn't really that much more expensive to do the multiple parks. But definitely just keep that in mind. If you're wanting to do Genie Plus, you don't have to do it every day because it's going to eat a lot of your budget, and you have to buy it for every single person who also has a ticket. So under 3 are free, but the rest of the party has to have a ticket and individually purchase Genie Plus if you plan to use it. And then also having a strategy, like you need to know how Genie Plus works, because if you like go in and don't know how Genie Plus works, you're gonna probably end up just like wasting your money on it. Usually we can get like a good handful of rides in with Genie Plus, and sometimes like there's been times where we end up just don't going to that ride, like we end up just canceling it because we are not gonna make it. We had so many, you know, so many rides like that we got stacked. So knowing how to use it will be helpful. Having a strategy will be helpful. And if you're gonna be ride focused, yes, Genie Plus is worth it. Who do you have?
Minnie.
Minnie? Do you wanna go see Minnie?
Huh?
You wanna go to Minnie's house?
Yeah.
All right, I have taken out everything that I had in those baskets, and I'm gonna start going through those, putting them away, but first I wanna show you what it all is. Okay, so I have the kids' bubble wands. I have 2, so 1 for each of them. We're taking them back because why not? I mean, the kids use them. Another thing we're taking back to Disney is this fan. So you just put water in it and then the fan goes. I think we need to put new batteries in it, but yeah. See, bubble one. Like case in point, she loves it. Okay, and then we're also taking this little stroller fan. I like this one because it wraps around, it has several speeds, and it's also rechargeable. So this one is a good one. It's lasted up a pretty good amount of time. And then we have the kids like water hydration bags that they like to use. So we have 2 of them, and we just usually either hang them like out the backpack or on the stroller, and the kids actually drink so much more water using those than if we just use like their regular water bottles. So we kind of flip-flop on like what we take. I still take their water bottles, but we kind of flip-flop on like just what we actually take into the parks. And then I have my own little water bottle to take as well, and I try to just like refill up in the parks. Oh my gosh, it's a party. Go baby, go. Go baby, go. Get it, girl. Get it. Bubbles. And then more cooling stuff that we're taking into the parks. Oh my god, she legit has bubbles on. These little fan things, the kids like to use them, but I like to use them more than the kids. So we have 2 of those fan things. And then these little wet towels. Oh my gosh. So I don't usually bring these unless it's like blazing hot. So I'm bringing these this time because I know it's gonna be super hot in the parks. And then for the kiddo snacks, I have these little silicone ones. They do pop out, and they did come with lids, but I think they're in the car, so we don't really use them that much. But yeah, if we get like popcorn or like just whatever like little snacks, I usually throw them in there. And then these are perfect to keep like in the park bag because they just fold up and they're really compact for when we're not using them. And then of course we have all of our toiletries. I keep all of my toiletries in this big old toiletry bag. So I have a video of what I like taking with my toiletries. I'm literally getting bubbles on my bottom. Okay, let's turn this. Oh my gosh, what's both of them doing? See, that's the thing with bubble ones. So much fun, but they always like to like put it down on somewhere that they're not supposed to go. Okay, and then I have a bag of all of my like electronic type stuff. So think like battery packs, camera wipes, just all that like kind of stuff. There's a few other random stuff in there, but batteries too for the bubble one. And if you need a change of batteries for your bubble one, you can usually take it to one of the kiosks that are in the parks, and they like always have a screwdriver on hand. They also have batteries and extra bubbles on hand as well, but we like to bring our own little thing of bubbles. Sometimes I bring them in the park, just kind of depends on how bubbly my kids are feeling that day. This is my like electronic setup for when we go into the room, and so there's little dividers right there that I'll put on, and all of our phones and everything can all be charged all from that. And so it's kind of nice because it's literally just one plug-in and it charges everything. Like having that has been so awesome. I wish the cords were a little bit more organized, but I haven't found anything better than that, so that's what we're gonna go with. All right, and then other than that, I have like the kids' snack bags, and then mine and my husband's snack bags, and that stuff. Like this is packed right now for us to go on the airplane when we get back to the room. That night, I'll like prep our park bag for the next day. And then of course I have like a stroller cover. I have our ponchos. I have a bunch of other snacks. We are gonna be doing a grocery order. The grocery order is gonna be more like perishable items that we don't really wanna take on the plane, obviously. So that's what that's gonna be for. Okay, so you might be thinking, why in the world are you bringing so many snacks if you're just going to do a grocery order? Well, look at this. All these snacks, once they're gone, it's gonna be a great amount of space for us to have souvenirs. So it saves space for souvenirs, but I also got a different variety of snacks. Half went in our pantry and half of them went in here, so the kids have like a good variety of snacks. And then also, just in case something happens with our grocery order, gets canceled or it's late or whatnot, I know that I have snacks on hand for the kids, and I also make sure that I have enough snacks so that way when we go home we have snacks for on the airplane. So another thing, keep that part in mind. Stroller stuff, I have these little silicone things. So like if you're a stroller, if you're not taking like a snack tray or something, having these little silicone things for water bottles are awesome. We also sometimes put the little fans on them or other little toys, and they have different like adjustment links, and they come in a bunch of different colors too, so I like that. And then having the little sling that goes on the side of the stroller is so helpful, especially when going through security. I throw like all of our electronic type stuff in there, and it gets us through security so much faster. I recently did hear that the aerosol sunscreen is setting off a bag search at the security lines, so maybe popping that in there as well. We usually take a different type of sunscreen, so that one, yeah, we'll see. And then we have our Mickey hook that we're gonna use on our backpack. And then I'm also packing like my Mickey ears, some of my daughter's like hair accessories and stuff like that. But other than that, that's like a big majority of everything. We try not to bring too much. I don't know. It kind of looks like a lot sitting here, but knowing that everything's actually going to get used, it kind of makes me feel like a little bit better. All right, y'all, so this is it. We have everything pretty much packed. We are just waiting on the rest of my husband's costume. It should be arriving today, but everything else is packed. You want to go to Disney World?
Yeah.
You want to go? Are we going to have so much fun?
Yeah.
All right, we gotta rush off to the airport, go grab some family, but we're packed, we're going, and make sure you stay tuned because we are headed to the very first Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party. So make sure you're following along on Instagram for the whole year. We're gonna go. Follow along on Instagram for the whole trip, Bibbidi Bobbidi Bestie, and I will see you in the next video. Say bye. Bye. Bye, besties. Say bye. You blow a kiss? Mwah.